Damn, it's hot. Fucking hot, that motherfucker. That's a nice truck. Oh, from Hawaii. Yes, sir. Bless, sir. Cherry, my brother. Yes, sir. Another beautiful day in America, people. Know your rights and exercise them like muscles. Because if not, they're going to go into atrophy. You don't want your constitutional muscles to go into atrophy because that encourages the fostering of environments which inhibit tyranny. So, your diligence as a citizen to audit your government and ensure their accountability, transparency, and overall respect for the citizens of this great nation is your civic duty. And this is why the Constitution was created, was for people like us to be able to exercise our rights freely without being molested, So we go about doing these things to bring education to the people that what we're doing is legal. It may be alarming. You might feel a little butthurt about it. But believe you me, when you go to sleep tonight, all safe and sound, because the big bad dude in the motorcycle gear didn't do anything, but record. Do you see? Let me show you this. Let's go over here and look at the scene of the crime, guys. There's a freaking crime that occurred right over here. Let me show you. I'm taking y'all to the scene of the crime. Okay? Here's where the crime occurred. Right here. Right here. I was seated right here up against this pillar when I had my rights violated. I was arrested. And they said I was impeding on the utilization of services. Do you see how this is like a storage closet? These motherfuckers making up shit. They think like we don't got a GIS survey. Look at this. Who's gonna go freaking get some services by some drainage? And look at this. Another fucking storage closet. These bitch ass motherfucking punk bitch scared motherfucking public servants are being little cunts. And they're crying like, oh, he's disrupting service. Like, who the fuck walks here besides like the janitor, bro? And like, I came walking through here, and then when I got to right about here was when the police officer grabbed me by my backpack that I'm wearing right now and yanked me, bro, talking about, hey, I just want to talk to you. Like, bro, you're doing way more than just talking to me, you little cunt. I mean, he's over here yanking on my goddamn backpack. I was like, bro, if I fucking went up to a woman and she was trying to walk away from me and I grabbed her, that really wouldn't turn out well. So, you know what I mean? There was a lot of flawed logic going on with the police at that time. But I'm glad that, we could get through it. They were able to, deliver out their tickets. And I was able to carry on in the constitutionally protected activities. So, at the end, the citizens win. Because they're here to serve us. And we are not a danger. Constitutionally protected activity cannot be turned into a crime. So, as long as you're not disrupting service, as long as you're not being loud or boisterous, in which case I was just silent. And then the illegal detainment, which lasts more than 20 minutes, happened right in here on the other side of this door. They almost strip searched me, right? There's this dude in there. He was trying to touch my penis. And I told him, bro, hey, you there. Don't touch me there. That's my no-no square. And I swear somebody, at least one or two of them had to go run out the room, dog. Cause, you know what I mean? Like, you expect this dude who's like breaking the law. No, I told him. I'm a First Amendment auditor. And everything I'm about to do is protected by the Constitution. And you are law enforcement, not feelings enforcement. Oh, it looks like somebody pressed the number and they didn't take it. Oh no. But there's nobody here at the windows, so I hope it doesn't do number two when they get here, because there's nobody here. Today's a holiday. It's a federal holiday, so I'm just glad that, some services, the essential services are still available and people can still access the things that they need to access because, it's important because our overall health, our mental health, our physical health, our recovery, our physical therapy, those things don't take a break, right? We got to continue to build those things, whether it's a holiday, whether it's a national, state, federal. We got to continue to build ourselves because, when you serve your country, you do so with your entire body, right? Your mental, your physical, also your emotional and your relationships, right? Because your family, they get affected. And I've never been out here. This looks like a really chill spot. Yeah, it is open. Cool. Somebody should sweep that up. It's all kinds of leaves in my publicly accessible area. So, other than that, I could use a quick blow job. Is that real grass and this fake grass? Or is this real grass and that's real weeds? I think this is turf. But you know what? This is awesome. It's nice. Wonder what kind of trees these are. They got like a fuzzy, I don't know, chat. You let me know. What is that? I don't even know. Is that a mango? That's not a mango. You can't be a mango. Oh, it's flower. Wow, that's a nice flower. Let's check this flower out. Oh, cool, dude. Let me look at the good one here. Look. That's what it's going to turn into. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. I've never seen these flowers before. So I guess it's cool, you learn about flowers and shit. You walk around in your publicly accessible areas, making sure to stay off of any areas that are demarcated, restricted access, or employees only. Wow, and look, I don't know if I've ever been to this side of the building before. Look at the things. And you know what? They definitely need to come through and get a blow job right in here somewhere. Like just a quick blow job. You get 3 people, you could do it in about an hour, with it all collected. And it looks like this was created for abled people, but this little ramp area, it seems as if it was created for those who are like, in wheelchairs or older people or people with walkers, those walking little things. And really, man, I can tell Marines don't serve here because we would be police calling. All the people get in trouble, they go police call. This place could use a really good police call. It could. So maybe one of these days I can come back. I'll volunteer my time. Because ultimately, you know what? It's my civic duty. And I said duty. But it's my civic duty, to keep my, publicly accessible areas that are funded for by tax dollars clean and hygienic. And look, it's like overflowing. Maybe the janitors are off today. Maybe they get a vacation. They get the 3-day vacation. Maybe because it looks like all the trash cans. But maybe they do. When they're not on vacation, maybe they do keep it really nice. Maybe this is just it's a holiday, and I can understand that. Because you know what? Hey, dude, you gotta rest sometimes. You know what I mean? Like the 7th day, you gotta rest, dude. It's important. You know what I mean? It's like the thing that brings everything together. So that was awesome. I've never been out there before. You learn new things. Maybe next time we can go out into this mini one over here. Because this mini one looks pretty cool, but it doesn't look very eventful. It looks like just like trees and some seating area. The benches, these ones look a little less weathered because the ones outside probably catch sun all day. So these look a little bit more, weathered, but maybe they could put like a fresh stain on them and like a seal coat, because it's important not to give the general public splinters in the bottoms of their thighs. So that might be something that they can look into. Hey, how's it going, sir?
Everything good?
Everything is excellent. I'm enjoying our publicly accessible facilities. Telling my chat, like, hey guys, during normal business hours, come here and enjoy what is paid for,
Sure.
But yeah, hey, nice.
Today's Memorial Day.
Yeah, dude. And I honor the veterans. I am a veteran, so praise God. I'm just engaged in a First Amendment audit, and it's been excellent.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I'm a veteran also.
Oh, thank you for your double service. You know what I mean? Your continued service after you served our country, and now you're serving us and keeping me safe. I know that my First Amendment right is protected by you. You have all the weapons, I don't have any, so I can be safe. I know I can find you if there's danger.
That's correct.
If there's any threats, I can let you know about it, and I'm safe because of you, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Let me know if you need anything.
Definitely. I'll just be walking around real quick. I'm almost out, and then I'm just going to walk back to my bike, and then I'll be out.
All right, sir.
Have a good day.
You too.
Aloha. Yeah, so, we've got excellent public servants here who understand, when they take an oath to our constitutionally protected rights, they understand what those rights are, and they're eager to help us as well. You could see he was ready to help me in any way that we needed. He was also very informative. He let me know it's a federal holiday, which, I was aware of, but, hey, he's a diligent public servant, which is why I'm glad. Even though I'm tax exempt, I'm so glad that when I do pay taxes, like when I buy something from the store, I gladly pay those taxes for a gentleman like him because, he's setting a standard for good public relations between the general public, the tax-paying citizens, and the veterans of our great nation, and law enforcement, which really, I'm an advocate for good interactions and things like that. And these audits are meant not to bring bad light to anyone. Ultimately, I'm just here to shine light, period. Just do what the Constitution says I should be able to do, staying in only the accessible areas and just filming anything my eyes can see, which is completely legal because actually I could FOIA all these cameras in here. I could FOIA all the footages and have it for my personal use. So what's the hurt with a generic phone camera? Like, this is not even 1080p, dude. You know what I mean? This is like a generic T-Mobile or something, Sprint or something, you know what I mean? So, and I'm not Jason Bourne, dude. Like, I'm on a fixed income as a disabled veteran, bro. Like, give me a break. I'm glad y'all think that I'm freaking a secret agent, a foreign spy or something. Nah, dude. My ex-girlfriends say I'm a loser, so, you know what I mean? It is what it is, though, you get what you give, and usually if I don't get no respect, I ain't giving it. But, hey, he's super respectful. He didn't accost me. He may have had some concerns, but, hey, he could tell that all I was doing was peacefully exercising my right to record and to walk around a publicly accessible space. Although there are no services, it is open to the public. He's here. I'm safe because of him. I can know that I don't need any weapons because he's got them all. Dude, he's loaded. He's got a gun. He's got a taser. He's got mace. He's got handcuffs. You know what I mean? It's not anything kinky. It's for detainment. But, like, you know what I mean? He's got his own little Batman tool belt to make sure that not only me, because I'm not the only citizen here, right? There are a lot today I might be, one of few. But that's because it's a holiday, you know what I mean? And during holidays, you don't expect much foot traffic in the publicly accessible areas because not a lot of things are open. So we're going to come back tomorrow, you know what I mean, at a randomly appointed time. Because, like, the purpose of an audit is that you don't tell them when you're coming. So I'm going to come back at a randomly appointed time tomorrow, hopefully when it's a lot more busy, because usually what tends to happen is that the people who are waiting for services, because wait times are actually kind of long, the people who are waiting for services observe a gentleman like myself who is peacefully engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, and because they're ill-informed or ignorant, they just don't know any better, right? Because they don't know any better, they tend to feel insecure. They tend to feel unsafe, not knowing that there's like a whole police station, like right here on the corner in the entrance foyer area, right there, right around the corner. There is a room or multiple rooms full of men and women who have sworn oath to protect the citizens of this nation, and they are equipped with the proper tools and means, education, training, and you know what I mean, know-how to control threats and deal with all of these things. So the citizens, rightfully so, should be looking to law enforcement to enforce the laws that are applicable and to maintain the rights that are also applicable in the moment without the two conflicting. Because the rights of the citizens goes along with the supremacy of the Constitution, which grants the citizens the rights and protects them from the government, like officials, the government employees, basically the public servants who are tasked with the extremely honorable, like such an honorable endeavor in life to serve the general public. Because you know what? Hey, I know at least for me, I can be a pretty difficult person, you know? I can be vulgar, I can be witty and stuff, and I'm a comedian, so I start teasing people, you know? So these public servants who swear these oaths, man, I give them a hand because they got to deal with people like me, you know, and I'm not the most easy person to deal with. Plus, you know what I mean, I'm all secure in my rights, and I really don't give a shit about anybody or what they think about me. So it makes for, you know, kind of a tense interaction if people don't understand, like Marine Corps banter, you know, and things like that. So I'm really trying to help bridge these gaps, you know, so that we can have the education needed so that we can overcome these types of obstacles that continue to occur in our, what is it called? Is it a democratic republic? I don't even know. I was like, whoa, is that what you call it? But in our country, dude, in the land of the free, the home of the brave. And my oath that I swore to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America still holds true today, because once a Marine, always a Marine. And I'm always on duty. And duty, I said the word duty, but anyway, I'm always on duty. And today, it was a successful audit, you know, and the policeman that assisted me for the short time that he assisted me did a great job. He was friendly. He's got an excellent smile. He looks sharp in his uniform. Looks like he's definitely PTing, which makes me excited that my public servants take their health seriously. They're committed towards being physically fit, because, dude, if an active shooter or something were to go down, bro, like, I'm going to look to this guy to keep me safe. Like, I'm going to take refuge in his instructions and his ability to command and control the situation and to give me peace that he's got it under control. This is why I'm so glad they get paid the way that they do, that I don't want to skim on a public servant's paycheck. Because you know what? Hey, as long as they're upholding their job, as long as they're treating citizens with respect, as long as they're willing to be transparent, open, and honest, I mean, I support them. I want more like them, because it encourages me that the people who swore an oath to uphold and defend our constitutional rights are committed towards the discharge of the duties that they swore an oath to the office thereof, right? And ultimately, if it belongs to me, I want it. Even if nobody else is taking it, even if nobody else wants it, I want it. If I'm able to get it, I want to get it to find out if I do want it really. I want to use it. I want to take it out for a drive. Let me give it a test run. Let me wear it in the shower. You know, like, I want to fully try it on and give it a full chance to see if this privilege is for me, if this is something, an endeavor that I would like, you know what I mean, to continue to pursue, or is it something that I would leave and allow for it to just be there for whoever wants it. So, yeah. The Patriot Cafe is excellent because they have these little small, like, fruit cups. Because, like, I try to make healthy choices, right? But I drive past, like, a $5 meal at McDonald's, and I'm like, oh, damn, there goes my healthy choices. But when you come over here to the Patriot Cafe, they got little fruit cups. It's like $2.50, $2.75, maybe $3.50. And you buy one of those, dude, and, like, you know, I'm a man. I like eating meat and stuff, but I eat one of those fruit cups. You know what? It kind of satiates my stomach gurgling and stuff, because I got a lot of food noise. I suffer from food noise. It's a mental health disorder. I didn't know that. I thought I was just a fat back. I was just a fat a fat shit. Just. But it turns out I've got food noise. So I'm working with my doctors, my team of excellent providers who are committed towards helping me address this issue that is problematic and symptomatic of food noise. So, yeah, these are our facilities. If you guys come in here, after you come through the emergency room department, when you pass the elevators, the Patriot Cafe will be your last right in this hallway before you hit the glass. Don't run into those chairs or hit that display box. I'm sure someone worked really hard not only to set up the display, but to create it, to make it, and to even think about putting it there. So that would be the place where you can eat. So if you're planning to bring your children in, or, because this is especially important for like homeless veterans who are coming here to enjoy the facilities and to engage the benefits that they are afforded through this, through these processes. They need to know, how am I going to plan what I'm going to eat? Because sometimes they'll just plan for their appointment, and sometimes we forget to eat. So if they forget to eat, dude, they might end up passing out catching the bus on the way back home. So it's important that the veterans be able to, at least, even if they can't get free food, at least strategize the prices and the availability of not just food, but hopefully they're given healthy choices. Because we veterans, we've been sloshing back, we've been dumping back, just straight shotgunning rippets out in Afghanistan and Iraq and all these combat theaters. So we got used to just shotgunning energy drinks, rippets, and things like that. So we need to make more healthy life choices, like drinking water, cutting back on the sodas, and things of that nature, so that we can prosper for our families and we can be here and be present and not have our freaking kidneys ripped out because they got stones and they're all malfunctioning and shutting down, going into renal failure. And also, like, we turned the little PX into our nutritionist, right? We go down the candy aisle and we're just throwing back Reese's. We're just dumping down Snickers, right? And our bodies are like so our taste buds and our brain is like, oh, sweet dude, keep it coming, right? But our stomach, our digestive system, like all of the processes that process these chemicals are being affected in a negative way. So that's why we have nutritionists available for veterans to be able to balance their diets, to address some of the deficiencies that they might be having in their brain or, in their body. Because sometimes it may not be this chronic disease or something, it's just a deficiency. It's that simple. So instead of having to go through medication regimens that are, have their benefits and drawbacks, you would end up just correcting the deficiency. Plus, this is 2025. They've got tests and stuff like that where they can go ahead and draw your blood and run it through the machine and find out what's wrong with you. But yeah, these are our VA facilities. They're open for public use, so veterans, if you are in need, in crisis, or if you have an emergency, or maybe you just don't know where to go in the VA hospital, you can come here and go ask them, and they can direct you. Plus, they got directories all over this place, little pointed out directories. They've got digital directories, and they've got a donation station. So if you've got like household goods and things, things that are beneficial towards like less fortunate people, then those things are appreciated. They have a little donation spot for y'all. This is a little turnaround spot, probably where the ambulance drops you off and stuff like that. And yeah, this is your local VA facility here on Pecos. I believe it's 6,900 or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. This is one of the actually, you know what? It's pretty clean. It's been pretty windy out here. Off and on rain, spotty here and there. Depends which part of the valley you're in. So it's actually pretty clean given the weather, that's going on currently. And you know what? They're committed towards excellence. They have here a cart that during normal business hours they would have either paid or volunteer employees or volunteer, whatever, however you would call it, people that drive this cart, this motoelectricvehicles.com cart, Electro Neighborhood Buddy. It's got 2, 4, 6, 7, because the driver would be number 8. But you know, if you got a kid, it'd probably sit right in the middle type deal. But yeah, so it's about 7 passengers. And you know what? Us veterans, dude, we done marched every freaking where we went. We done ran cadence and screamed our heads off. And like we done blew out our knees carrying stupid amounts of weight in packs just because. So I mean, we could use this break. So I'm really grateful for that. Really grateful for that resource that the VA has allocated for veterans and those who come to participate or engage in these public facilities that are federally funded by the federal tax dollars that are being gouged out of the citizens. So, you know, I feel bad for how much taxes we got to pay. So I'm going to go ahead and utilize all of the facilities and all of the services to the maximum amount, because no matter how much I do or don't use these facilities, we're still going to have to pay the same amount of taxes, dude. The same amount of taxes you pay. When you don't use it, you're going to pay the same amount. When you do use it, dude, use it. And you know what? Just like your rights, family, you need to use them. Exercise them just like I just did. Peacefully, okay? And if you're going to talk, moderate your tone. Make sure you're not yelling. And if you do find yourself yelling, say, I apologize, I was yelling. Let me calm down. You know what I mean? Because, hey, it's okay. Sometimes you end up yelling because, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're from Long Island. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's how you are. It's the way that you are. So either way, you know, ultimately, it's a successful audit. I'm glad, because today is a Memorial Day, and we honor the veterans who are not here with us, who paid, you know, who paid a pretty hefty price. So until next time, family, said name Marine, out. Aloha.